we're going to this event today. You don't question. You're just like, okay, like y'all expected Gypsy to be like, I am not supposed to be in the Special Olympics. You want her to stand up and just...
That's what I said. She believed what her mom told her. She obeyed what her mother said.
And you know what? Maybe there is a kid out there that would do that. Who knows? But it wasn't just like there are some kids that probably will stand up and be like, I'm not like, but those kids probably weren't groomed either. I mean, to do certain things. But yeah, I don't know. I think anything I think it's weird to ask Gypsy I mean, it's not weird to ask her questions, but anything like, why did you, anything as she was a child? Because it's like, she was a child.
So, happy Tuesday. I wanted to bring this to you guys really quick and show you guys the lives and Gypsy taking the prescription pad to a pharmacy, videos it. I guess people calling the DEA and the police department in the hospital has her a little nervous, and you can tell she's not very chipper in the videos. So I don't think that went the way she thought it was going to go. Again, let's listen to Bree in this live. You know, people are asking Gypsy questions, but Bree's going to answer for her and speak for her and for Deedee. Because why? Bree knew Deedee personally, and she was right there and seen all this and knows all this for a fact. Also, I want to say Gypsy does tell the pharmacy when she takes it in to return it that she just found it and her mother stole it. But yesterday in your video, you said you don't know how it got there. You don't know how it ended up in your box. This girl will do anything to throw her mother under the bus. And here's my bigger question. They're trying to prove that this prescription pad, she stole it. Okay. She had it in her possession. Well, she didn't. You did. And the side of the bed that Christy found it on was the area that Gypsy slept. It was under the bed where Gypsy slept. I'm just putting that out there. Deedee slept on the other side. Christy said she found this pad of paper when she was looking for some boxes, and she put her hand under the bed and put her hand in a pile of cat poo. I don't know. I seen the litter box, and there was a ton of poo in the litter box, nothing around it. It looked like, honestly, maybe it was litter. It didn't look like litter to me. It looked like cigarette ashes in the toilet and in the corner, but it could have been kitty litter. Why would there be so much kitty litter down in the bottom of the toilet? That's kind of odd. Yes, cats are messy, but there's none on the actual toilet seat, just down in the bottom and like over in the corner by the tub, in between the toilet and in the corner on the floor of the tub. There's like to me, it looks just like cigarette ashes. That's what it looks like. But I could be wrong. It could be litter. But Chrissy stuck her hand in that and found this pristine prescription pad right where that was. Again, what does it prove? It wasn't used. Nobody ever tried to use it. What does this prove? So if we're going to go by your logic, Bree and Gypsy, this makes Deedee's word crap and everything you're saying absolute gold because she stole something, you're saying. What does that say about you, Gypsy? You've admitted to stealing. You got in trouble for stealing several times. You got on the stand and testified to stealing the knife from Walmart. You told Nicholas you could steal really good, and you wanted to go rug a man, then steal his wallet, steal his car, go on this red rum and mayhem spree, and just commit more crimes. Again, what does this make you? What is the point of all this, and who cares? I don't understand why this RX pad shows up conveniently. I don't care. What I want to know, and what is most importantly, why was it never turned over to the police? Why did you take it to the pharmacy and not the police department? That's my other question. And why was it held for 10 years before it's even, ta-da, here it is, y'all, smoking gun. That's it. This is the golden ticket. This proves everything. Okay, we're gonna go over. That's just my observation on it. I don't get it. I don't understand what it proves. I don't understand what the big deal is. If we go by that logic, then we have to go by Gypsy's logic that if you're a thief, you're automatically deemed AABUSEER. So let's listen to this live where people ask questions and Bree answers most of them and Gypsy does some. But Gypsy says that the bruises on her knuckles in the evidence photos, it's not bruises. Yeah, not bruises. So yeah, let's listen to that.
Like what did Justin that time one time when Justin was in here with me one time debating, which never happened again. He said, well, I mean, why didn't Gypsy ever tell her mom this is wrong? I'm sorry, like, why didn't Deedee ever figure out that, like, ever tell herself this is wrong? Like, why?
Also, where did Deedee groom Gypsy? The only thing I seen was Gypsy doing that to Nick. That's the truth. That's all I seen. So here they're just saying, why didn't Gypsy speak up? She should have spoken up. Everybody wants to make excuses for her. Well, she was a child. Most of these situations, she was not a child, though. Come on. This is so crazy to me. Hold on. Sorry, Kate, I had to get ready for my clip.
Why is it Gypsy's responsibility?
Let me tell you what, if I would have told my mom when I was really young, oh no, why are you doing at Gypsy's age? Why are you doing this? Oh, I'm not doing that. Okay. It wouldn't have went over well, just saying.
I'm going to say this. She was 10 years old when she went to the Special Olympics. Gypsy was sick. She was like weak from playing with, other kids from what she said and needed the wheelchair. Did she qualify? Didn't she? I don't know. Do I think Deedee thought so? Yes. Do I think Deedee was super proud of her? Yes. She got honorary something for the Olympics too. Deedee was proud if Gypsy took a crap, so she probably got a sticker and a lollipop. Honest to God. Deedee was that parent that anything Gypsy did, she praised her for. So she was so happy to brag about this for Gypsy. I'm going to say it again. She did not. Gypsy. Should Gypsy know whether to say anything? At 10 years old, I don't. I honestly don't think a child would know to even speak up and say anything. And if it was all fake, then yes, Deedee would be wrong. But you were sick. So this argument makes zero sense. You were sick. The medical records and all the proof show you were sick and not medically ABUSED. That's the whole point. Let me skip to the next good part.
I think you're muted.
It's not hearsay, Gabby. That's Gypsy's story, and you're not going to invalidate her story or any abuse that she went through. Not here, you're not. Not here. You can do that somewhere else, but Bree's not going to allow that. Neither is any of the rest of us.
Well, Deedee told on herself. She said it in a damn documentary. I think it might have been on Gypsy's Revenge. And it was, I think Gypsy went to the snow or something, and she's like, "Well, let your cat take care of you, Gypsy," something like that.
Something like she thinks she's going to go outside, ain't going to happen. Let her dog take care of her, something like that.
Okay, I was wrong. I know it was an animal, and she looked at you with this face.
This is so crazy. If you watch the video, it's a flippin' joke. Deedee's joking. Are we serious, Gypsy? Do you ever feel no shame in what you do? So your mother sat in front of a whole TV crew when they were filming this, right? and made those allegations. When this is where it becomes so frustrating. She was joking, so now just a joke. Just like, when you spoke to Gypsy and you were like, I can't read out loud very well. I don't understand it, and I had to reread it. Is it computing now? You know how you said that to her? I'm sure you're going to say that was a joke. You weren't snarky or rude or disrespectful, right? Your mom was joking. It was a joke. You laughed with her, Gypsy. This is what I mean. Where's the shame in your heart, Gypsy? Where is your morals? Where is your empathy, sympathy, anything in you? Do you feel nothing for what is... She doesn't. And I guess I can't comprehend that. My brain will not accept that. My brain doesn't get it. How do you not feel remorse, regret, shame, embarrassment for what you're doing still to your mom, who took you? You never had to cook, clean, nothing. Your mom spoiled you, Gypsy. You've said it. That's crazy, y'all. Here we go with Bree.
Where did the bruises on your knuckles? What caused the bruises on your knuckles?
I knew you were gonna do it. I knew it, Bree.
I feel like we've had this conversation before, and you really don't know. I think you said something about you bruise easily.
I do bruise super easily, but also I can take a picture of my hands right now. Well, they have tanner on them, but on a normal basis, my knuckles are discolored. There's also several people that was in my comments, and when I was married to Ryan, they thought that Ryan used to abuse me because on the side of my face, I have
I'm going to go to the evidence photos and show you those knuckles. She's saying this isn't bruises. This isn't bruises healing, you guys, on her knuckles. She's looking at him in the interrogation room when they took photos. She's bruised right here from where Nick bit her. She's bruised on her. You know who bruises? I bruise easy. I do. I was anemic pretty much my whole life. I do bruise super easy. I can honestly say she's saying that that's not even a bruise, though. It's just discoloration in her hands. Now, she's using the tanner. She wasn't using tanner then. The girl barely took a bath and did anything. That was my automatic sprayer, not the toilet flushing. People think it's a toilet flush. Anywho, let me show you these photos real fast. Okay, here we are. Right here. This is swelling. This is bruising. Are we going to say that's not bruises that are healing? They're not super dark, but it's yellowing already. This is 5 days after. 5 to 6 days, because if you go by Wiki, Deedee was taken out in the early morning hours of June 9th. We don't know for sure. So I'm going to say 5 to 6 days. And that is exactly what bruise. Are you joking? Look at this. This, you can see the darkening right here and right here. I swear, you guys, this girl is going to sit here and say that that's just how her hand looked and it was discoloration. She can't show us now because she has tanner on. We've seen other photos of you. She goes on to say that she has a mark on her face that's been there her whole life. You're talking about a place on your face. I have those places, especially right here, right there, always dark, always. Right here, it's like darker, it's like a bunch of little freckles that are right there. It makes it look like a dark patch. Hate it, hate it. My mole, darker. Right? Been there my whole life. I would love to know what would... Anyway, she's saying that people constantly question her because they thought Ryan and Ken were hitting her. and thought that Ken hit her at some point and Ryan hit her at some point. I never seen that. I didn't. I never seen anybody ask her that. Mm-mm. She wears too much makeup and filters to see it on your face anyways. Oh, well, when I didn't have makeup on and people saw, you're still filtered though, so I can't tell you that I see that because I don't. People do have discoloration to their bodies. That's your face. You're saying that just happened to be there at that time. You're not saying that's been there your whole life though. So annoying. Wait, let me see. This is her face. So where is this yellowing? Where are you talking about, Gypsy? That it does kind of look like right here she has a black eye. A little bit. Not bad, but she could have been crying. Yeah, she could have been crying. She does have yellow skin right here, but that's a tan line. And she did go to Florida, so yeah. I see no discoloration or anything on her face that looks like a bruise. So, again, in the interrogation, Gypsy says she got those from cleaning. Her knees were bruised and scuffed up. She had bruises all over her, even a bite mark from Nick. But she repeatedly asked Nick to keep biting her in that same exact place over and over. Why would you do that? Nick said he bit her and she made him bite her harder. That it was a turn on for her. But I think that she had him do that to cover up something. That's just my opinion, though. Maybe Deedee's teeth marks. I don't know. Just saying. So now you're saying there is absolutely no bruising. I didn't see any bruise patches on her face. Nothing. Like I said, maybe in her eye there might have been like it. And that's probably just from where she was crying, in dark circles under her eyes. But I didn't see that. She said it was on her cheek, so I didn't see anything that looks like that. And I never seen a photo of her where that's shown and someone's comment, oh my God, did Ryan or Ken do that? No, I didn't. And then someone makes a comment about, well, she didn't fight Deedee. Look at her autopsy. Yes, we know. We know. But I'll be honest, Deedee's skin was already slipping. The blood had pulled down. Gravity, You really couldn't see anything but that all on the front of her body almost. I don't think that you'd be able to tell the difference at that point. That's just my opinion, unless it was like a actual open. It all, like, to be honest, it just all looked like our whole face was bruised, but it wasn't, they said. That doesn't mean she still didn't have a attack or that there wasn't some kind of struggle took place. Maybe even from, doing that with the KNIFE. Maybe that's how she did it, just doing that with her. Just saying. It's just craziness. But we're going to skip over to where they start talking about Deedee opening credit cards and the neighbors' names now, and that she had open warrants for credit card fraud. And I'm going to prove them wrong. First, let's listen to Bree say what's in their closet. Not Gypsy, but Bree. Let's just listen to this now, and I'm going to explain something to you.
But Simply Right Omega, let's see, Children's Pain Relief, Ensure. They had multiple oral antibiotics, moxilin, azithro, I don't know how to
Azithromycin.
say that. Cefdinir, I don't even know, Bactrim. That's like 4 different antibiotics, oral steroids. So prednisone, however you say that.
Prednisone.
Or Altim, blah, blah. Okay, let's see. They had, I don't even know what this is. Compounded or prescription pediatric formulas, whatever that is. Let's see. So beside Keppra, She also had diazepam for seizures. So she was on multiple
Diazepam, Valium.
medications, had Tegretol, 3 different medications for seizures. Pedialyte, infant drops, like gas drops, vitamins, internal feeding bags, a nebulizer, oral dosing syringes, catheters, gloves and sterile pads, Suprep, which is a bowel prep medication, Lansoprazole, whatever, GI medicine, antibiotic boxes, so more antibiotics. Let's see, more Capra. Yeah, there was an y'all.
Okay, so that's all she lists off. But do y'all get the gist of what she's saying? Amoxicillin, very commonly used for children who have ear infections. What did Gypsy have done? Didn't she have her tonsils removed too? Very, very common to be used with that also. Very common. The Bactrim, that's for UTIs. I do remember that being brought up in a video where she did have UTIs. I don't know what, and probably from incontinence too could cause that, I would think, but that's for UTIs. Prednisone, again, ear, nose, throat. When you have a really bad ear infection or strep throat or a really bad cough, and she was on inhalers, bronchitis, asthma, very common medications for children. All those medications were in my household with my 4 kids. Erythromycin is a very erythromycin is a very common antibiotic too that is used for all of those too. I'm allergic to penicillin, right? K-Flex, the first one that I said, but even erythromycin was given to me in place of that, and it's still in the penicillin family. So I would still sometimes have a reaction to that. All this stuff that she's talking about probably was from that. Gypsy. The Valium was for Gypsy's and her seizures, but if you look at Gypsy's medical records, what do we see? A common denominator. What is a common thing the doctor is always jotting down in the notes? Gypsy has extreme anxiety. She's a very anxious girl. Gypsy can't go to school because of her social anxiety. Anxiety. That is notated everywhere through her medical records. Diazepam, however you say it, is generic for Valium. I know, because it was prescribed for me. It's also used as a muscle relaxer. That's what it was used for me at first, and I hated it because it just knocked me out. I hate that medication. But it is used for anxiety. It was prescribed to a family member when they lost their husband. Not continuously, just it was like for a month probably worth of medication, because she literally almost had a nervous breakdown. She lost him in the Iraq War. It, was very painful. Understandable. She needed help. They helped her. Let's get to the credit card allegations.
Found it.
Credit to Haiti Joyless for all of these. She is the one who caught these, and Level Cardiologist 725 uploaded them to YouTube. But listen to Bree. Listen to Bree, because this is what Gypsy told her. Okay, just listen.
She also was known for doing that. She literally had 10 warrants in Louisiana for credit card fraud and stealing people's checks. And there was a woman that Gypsy and her lived with that they found out, the daughter of this woman, I had the records on that here. It was one of the things I brought from Gypsy's house. She literally was trying to open up credit cards in this woman's name. So yeah, I believe just having it made her feel powerful.
So if we go by what Bree just said, Deedee had warrants. Because Gypsy, she said she has records on that. Where's those records at, Bree? In Missouri, right? Okay. So, what we're looking at right here, credit to me, is where Nick's FOIAs and detectives spoke to everybody, questioned everybody. And because at that time, Deedee's dad and his new wife, Laura, when the detectives spoke to them, they didn't initially tell them they found Deedee. They just said that Gypsy was missing, and so was Deedee, right? You know, I'm sorry, I say Claudine a lot, and it's Claudia for the other sister, and there's Claudines and there's Claudes in a lot of the names, so I apologize if I do that in regular video, my other videos. But yeah, they all said that, oh, this is Deedee. She did this. She's just hiding out somewhere. She's just trying to get Rod's attention, trying to get him to come find them, trying to get him to worry because she wants to see him. Okay. And then after they find out she passed, then they just start slamming this woman. I mean, just slamming her. Saying she had warrants in several states, and that's why Rod and Christy couldn't ever visit Gypsy. Even though I just read you guys an email, and also another, there was an interview with Christy where they stayed in contact continuously, constantly with each other. Even though now they say Deedee kept them away from them. They didn't know where Gypsy was, so they couldn't see her. They just kept moving her to avoid letting them see her. Well, that's against court orders. And I do remember seeing emails from Deedee to Christy and text messages to Christy where she was constantly inviting them down to her house. Not just Rod, Christy too. So the narrative here is so crazy that it gets switched that way. But let me just show you, Bree, what records do you have? And if somebody actually opened credit cards in my name, charges would be filed. There would be a report of it. And I'm also going to show you her history with the police. And that's not in her records anywhere. It shows when she called the police anytime and when she was the perpetrator. In any, it's her record, her records that the police look up and see. So just let's listen to this first, shall we? They ran Claudine and Gypsy were checked through Mules and NCIC with negative results. Negative results that would have showed up if Deedee had warrants. Come on. This family couldn't give Deedee not even in depth could they give Deedee some type of peace or a positive thought. All the way. They couldn't give Deedee any kind of dignity. Nothing. Nothing. In death, they still drug her through the mud. And you know what's so crazy is this case went national overnight, right? It went big, right? Gypsy was already this little celebrity, local hometown celebrity, and it went nationwide. They knew the money was coming. Shoot, HBO had already started before Gypsy even got her plea deal. That's admitted. What in the world? Let me show you the records that show Deedee's past, her history. That's in a different video. I have it. It's you can look it up. I don't have time because I'm driving tomorrow and I have it's going to be at least a 10, probably 14 to 16 hour drive. That's what ends up happening on holiday drives. But it's at least going to be a 10 to 12 hour. But A lot of times it goes to 16, and I've even drove 19 hours straight. So pray for me. I know it's out there. I've put it in my video. It shows Deedee's her records, and even where the pizza guy came and reported her because she got angry and pushed him off her porch, or shoved the coupon in the back of his neck because he refused to take a coupon, and he got angry. That's in her police report. All the calls that she made about her medication getting stolen and the robberies happening, that's in her police report. Her bad check writing back when Gypsy was a baby, an infant, that's in her report. But you know what's not in her police report? Credit card fraud. None. And here's the crazy thing. Laura said that this was Deedee opening credit cards in her mother's name, and her dad had to financially take care of it, and they pressed charges, so she had warrants for that. Why do these stories are always the same, but they end up with different names and situations, but there's never proof? She wrote a bad check, y'all. Again, what does that prove? Does it justify Gypsy's actions? No. At the end of the day, I truly hope that Deedee's name is fixed. The narrative is fixed and she gets some kind of justice. I do. I don't care who doesn't believe me and who thinks that this is not why. I do. It is infuriating to me that Deedee has been treated the way she has. When I know she thought her daughter was sick. Did she con some? I don't even know for sure, because Gypsy was sick, so I'm even torn on that. But it sure does look like Gypsy lied and conned doctors and others way more than Deedee did. Stole way more than Deedee did. I'm just saying. Let's look at Gypsy returning the RX pad, because she had to video it. She had to video this and show us, because, Okay, here you go, guys. Enjoy this.
Sorry to start off that. So this is an update. I Googled where I could take the prescription pad to be disposed of, and Google said that I can deliver it to hand it over to a pharmacy. So a pharmacy is a little closer than a police station for me right now. So I'm going to go and bring it. And I'm going to record the whole thing. So let's go. Okay, thank you. So, I was going through a box of old photos, and this is like 15 years old. My mom had stole this from the hospital, and I wanted to turn it in. I could bring it to a pharmacy. Yeah. So, I'll shred it for you. All right, thank you so much. Have a good day. You too.
Fucking dumbass. You're fucking dumbass.
Yesterday, she said she don't know how it ended up there. But today she goes to a pharmacy, records it, and says, I found this just randomly in a box of photos that my mother-in-law said she gave to my lawyer. That's why it was never produced. And that's why when 7 other people, including Dr. Phil, my lawyer, Melissa Moore, Fancy Maselli, other people, when they went through it, they couldn't find that. It was never in them. It was never in that box of photos. But you know what, guys? I open up photos today, boom, and there it is. This pad that was given to the lawyer along with the medications that my mother-in-law found she took. She gave those medications to my lawyer too. Funny, because I stole my mom's medicine when I left, and her money. But anywho, I ended up with that same patch. It just appeared in my photos again. It just appeared. As of until months ago, it was said that prescription pad was given to my lawyer. My lawyer had it. Did you give her the pad back, Mike? Scamfield? Did Christy ever give you the prescription pad? I don't even care. This is how dumb this is. This is how dumb this is. They are trying to just set up this act. It's an act. I want to bring this up, nothing. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about Christy and how it all started with this whole narrative that people truly thought Deedee unalived her mother. I knew it because before I was like, you know what? I want to give her the benefit of the doubt so bad. I want to like her. But she's given us every reason to see that she is not in any way, shape, or form doing anything positive for mankind. Period. Nothing. Nothing. So, Christy, did you give the pad to them? And what is the purpose of this? Who cares? I don't get this. All I know is that Christy lied on Deedee. When I saw that, I knew instantly no. A month after Gypsy's arrested, you're telling the cops, Gypsy is very smart. Don't let her fool you. It is in the police report. I can show it to you again, but I'm not going back to my video. It's in my videos. You can go back and watch the videos. Tells cops, don't let her fool you. You knew what was going on, Christy. There is Facebook comments of you. We knew she was sick, but not to this degree. We didn't know she couldn't walk, when you absolutely said you did know she could. I wanted to like Christy, I did. That's why I did all that and looked into it. And sure enough, it is insane to me that they walk through this life in this world among us and can simply say something and it is to be believed. And that is the truth. That's what we're going off of. If we go off proof, the proof is Gypsy was a sick child. Gypsy needed help. You know what? To think that she didn't need any kind of medical help is bananas. That's bananas. And the fact that that woman right there looking at you on that screen feels it's okay to take her mother's life, give her 13-year-old daughter up for her virginity, right? She shot her mom with a BB gun, didn't know it was, chased her with a dagger, thought of every way in the world to take her out, poison, hammer, etc., strangle, etc. Couldn't do that, She wanted the gore. The only grooming I seen was the text between her and Nick. And you know what? Nicholas is setting the rest of his days in prison. Christy and Rod are allowing it, and they're defending it, saying it is his fault when she groomed him. A guy who has the mind of a 10, 11-year-old. It is crazy to me. Crazy. I'm going to let you see Mike Scamfield with the Blanchards real fast before we end this video. Here he is, guys. Look, he's coming to give hugs.
And we're here.
Yes.
They're having a sleepover, guys. Have you ever seen a lawyer come to a client's family's home and have a sleepover? Are we serious here? What is even going on? I'm blown away. I don't know what to say. Let me show you this really fast too. She actually thinks this is, I guess, cute. This is Heather's bro. She probably has a crush on him. I guarantee you she's crushing on Heather's bro. But watch. I'm not going to play the music. It'll probably get copyright stuff, so I'm not going to play. Well, I'll play. No, I'm not going to play it because I know it's gonna. But just watch. So he says you're a gypsy and he touches the cockroach on its back. I don't get it because it's a dead roach, right? What does this even mean? She takes it as it's flattering. Is he obsessed with her? Is he in love with her too? I don't get the whole video, period. To be honest, I do not. I don't understand it. It's weird. I don't get it. I just want to remind you guys of this. This is the first accusation. Yes, Nick was the first man I had schmecks with at the movie theater, and oh my god, it was horrible. He was obviously inexperienced because he seemed to be just winging it. The second time was after the crime happened, and it was RAPE. I'm very uncomfortable with this. I have a hard time talking about it. I have lasting emotional trauma because of this experience, and it makes me absolutely sick that at his trial on the stand, I had to bite my tongue and say it wasn't because I had prior knowledge that he was going to have with me. However, like I said on the stand, sorry, little munchkins. Like I said on the stand, I screamed, "Stop, you're hurting me," and he didn't stop. She didn't say that on the stand. She wasn't allowed to. But anyways, that's what she just, whatever. And my hands held down above my head. Do you remember the MPG Cornerstone story that she wrote about Nicholas being a vampire? What is the first thing that, because in that book, she wrote the fantasy, and it's always about RAPE. What's the first thing the vampire does? Comes up, swoops around, grabs her, and puts her hands behind her head every time. MPG Cornerstone, I played some of it. It is disgusting, it's disturbing, and I can't with this. She wrote several books, and this is exactly how it plays out in her fantasy of RAPE. Every time. But, okay, again. I screamed, "Stop, you're hurting me," and he didn't stop. He choked me and had my hands held down above my head. He gave me no mercy. I meant it when I said stop. I wasn't participating in his role play. This was a sacrifice to keep him from being cruel, spelled CRULE, to my mother. Really, Gypsy? Really? Because you said several times that he didn't even get it up. He couldn't get excited. The eggplant was flat, smushed, rotten, spoiled. It couldn't do nothing. That's what you said. And then you're in a hotel room hours later, cheering him up, you said, because he was upset about what happened and you're trying to make him feel better. He was crying and felt bad. And you kept telling him and consoling him and telling him it wasn't his fault. It was your idea, not his. Remember? He's eating a brownie. Soon he will be eating me. Remember? The same man who gave you no mercy. In a text message beforehand, you asked, "Hey, hun, I was wondering if you were going to go from the front or anal." He says, "Probably anal." "Oh, great, hun. No, you said you were hoping anal before he even responded back with that. "Hey, hun, are you going to go to the front or anal?" "Probably anal, hun," he responds. Because you said, "I was hoping for anal." You're disgusting. You lie. On the stand, you said it wasn't. Now, in these messages, it is. And you're saying, "Oh, because they said I had prior knowledge." You had prior knowledge of everything. The entire thing. You were convicted of first degree. Those were your charges. Don't forget that. Now I'm going to show you the second accusation you lied and laughed about. Here we go. I don't know who this is to. I think it is to Melissa Moore, but let me read it to you. Oh, by the way, guess who made an all new JPay account after I blocked her a year and a half? And this new info, and this girl, I can't even read half what she says, but "and have is due to them speaking with a former guard." This is how she wrote it, so don't ask me. I don't know. "That disliked me while was in jail over 6 years ago. She probably disclosed the information that had sex with another girl while in county jail, and this girl ended up threatening me. So my bunkmate at the time gave me the advice to get her in trouble by lying and claiming she raped me." Right there. Crazy, huh? Yeah. Spun an elaborate story that did make me look innocent, and it was all lies. I'm not proud of the things did back then. Was young and very green to the world. She was young and very green to the world, guys. Was scared. And yes, lying was my go-to. However, I did eventually tell the cops it was consensual, and she was released with no more issues due to it. I'm so embarrassed about this event because didn't handle it like a woman. I lied, like was still a little child trying not to get in trouble. So she admits she constantly got others in trouble and lied, which is what neighbors and family and other friends said. She would lie and be pleased with herself and was happy that, Deedee believed her, and other kids got in trouble because she was the sick little girl and she would never do it and got by with it. Yeah. That was so long ago. Crap. I never do that crap now. Like I said, I've had years to experience doing the wrong things to learn to do the right things. I'm about the 30 years old. Oh my God, I'm about to be 30 years old. No one is responsible for me except for me. Really? You need to take your advice, Gypsy. Tall, all Hank, i.e. in the winky. It's some kind of weird thing. I'll just let you read it. Tall, all hanky in the Satani. I don't know what that means. Sitanda Chanka Kamnara. I don't know. It's probably some. I would say. Oops, sorry. I don't know. It's probably some. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's Spanish. I don't know. Hey, appears that didn't record, I guess. Have one on 629, then 76. And that's it. I'm going to leave this right here with you guys. This is the end for me. Why do I take this personal? Because of this right here. She lied about Nick. She lied about this woman. There is one other story that she accused with this. I don't have the proof, so I'm not going to bring that up. I don't have time to look for it and go back and tell you guys. And then with her grandfather. I do not believe the story about her grandfather. With her microdeletion, that is part of, and this is not being mean, that is part of her unknown etiology. That is one of the symptom side effects of it, hypersexual activity. It says that. And I know children who were like that. I babysat and had a child which was constantly questioning things that were very inappropriate. And that child was probably 5 or 6. Very, very uncomfortable. I didn't watch that child again. So it does happen. Children do that. And I could see that. Just saying. If you're okay lying on other people, this girl got in trouble. She actually got sent to solitary confinement over Gypsy, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Again, what does this prove other than you lied again? You said yesterday you don't know how that prescription pad ended up in your pictures. You don't know who took it, how it got there, blah, 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 blah. Now you go to Walgreens or CVS, or wherever you went, Walmart, I don't know, probably Walmart. Gotta get that Walmart shopping in. You said, about 15 years ago, all these pictures were, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't 15 years ago. But yeah, probably about 15 years she had it. Or if it was, I don't even know. But that's not the point either. You walked up to that pharmacist and told them you found it. Your mother had stole it, and you made sure to take that jab at Deedee. Made sure. All I can say is, guys, is that she is bound and determined to make sure that woman doesn't rest in peace. And it's really sad. I don't know. What do you guys think? That's all I have for you guys today. That's today's updates, because again, like I said, it's a little crazy in the Gypverse. I'm seeing just craziness. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I gotta hurry. I hate to rush off, and thank you guys for your hypes, your love. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And we all know that Christy is going to lie for her, and so is Rod, even though they're kind of not saying a word right now, except Christy said, I never told the cops that, even though it's transcribed and put down. I didn't say that. Come on, Christy, you know what Gypsy is. I don't expect you to come on and say anything. You talk crap about Deedee, like I said way back in my videos. Way back when I started the whole with Christy and her walking through the cemetery, and where that lie came from again, just to refresh memories. You have people that are lying for her, that will continue to lie for her, and that will make excuses for her behavior, just like Deedee did. And one day, it is going to come kick them in the butt for this. But it's worth it because they get the money right now, right? Yeah. All right, you guys. I hope you have a great night. And this is going to be out before midnight. Woo! All right. I will see you in the next video. Please like, subscribe, and hype. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Even say a prayer for me, because let me tell you about my last trip. To visit my grandmother, I have to go across this mountain, and it's literally a mountain. Like, it's paved, but it's a mountain, like way up high. You look over, it's terrifying. I hate this mountain, hate it. Come around a curve, and there was a rock slide, like probably minutes before I even hit that curve. and I ran over a rock. Not just a little rock, it was a small boulder. It tore out my radiator, fan, etc., etc. It took a month to fix my car. I went back to go get it, and that's fine because I got to spend more time with my dad. I appreciated it. I wasn't too angry. I got time with my father, extra time. But on the way home, I got a flat. I ran over a nail in North Carolina right before Charlotte at Lake Norman. I was getting ready to hit Lake Norman. That's all I know. And the Lake Norman's right there. And all of a sudden I see it came up on the screen. And I went through a construction area, or I remember this truck that I passed, stuff was falling out of it. It had to be one of those. That's all I know. So, my trips aren't the best sometimes. I don't have to say a prayer because I don't like this driving thing. It sucks. All right, you guys. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And thank you guys. Thank you for your support. I do love you and appreciate you. And I feel like I don't say it enough, but I really am very grateful for all your support, because if you guys aren't here, I'm not here. And I love getting to know you guys. I truly try to respond to everybody. Even if there's 300 comments, I will try to go through and reply to you guys because I want you to feel important. I might not get to all the time, but I promise I will try. I'm going to keep trying. Anywho, I'm hopping off here. I'm hungry. And I will see you in the next video. Maybe a couple days. Excuse me. Hiccups. Oh no. I hate hiccups. I don't hardly ever get them either. I'm growing. If anything, I'm getting shorter because I'm getting older. All the bones are going down. All right, you guys. I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.